Okay, so good day, grade 7. Okay, so this week we're diving into week number 2. Okay, it's about anatomy of an earthquake. So I am Sir Wawi, your ever curious science buddy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you will always be updated with our upcoming science videos. All right, let's get started. So like what I've said, our topic, okay, this time is about anatomy of earthquake. Okay, so in our first week, we just discussed or focus on fault or types of fault. Okay, so sa mga nagtatanong, um, what do you call this? May nagtanong po sa akin na dapat daw ang week 2 is atmosphere na. Okay, so hindi po. Okay, so yung based sa ating lesson exemplar, okay, so pwede naman na talaga natin, di ba? It's sa atin, tayong mga teachers. Okay, discourage na natin na pwede nating pagsamahin yung week number 1 to 4. Kasi actually sa grade 7, ang focus ng week 1 is about fault. Okay, yung atin namang week 2 is about anatomy of an earthquake. And then yung sa third week, I'm not sure if it's about tsunami generation. And then sa fourth week is preparedness or precautionary measures. So, pwede naman natin siyang pag-isahin talaga if we're talaga nagmamadali na. Especially this time, ano. Okay, pero yung mga activity kasi baka ma-skip natin. Okay, pwede namang na. It's up to you din naman. Pero yung sinusunod ko is yung nasa lesson exemplar natin. Yung sa atmosphere natin po is pang week 5 pa po yan. Okay? So, anyway, our learning competency for this one is describe how the effects of earthquakes in communities depend on their magnitude. Okay, so use the Phoebox Fault Finder or other reliable information source to identify where the nearest fault system is located from their community and assess the risk of earthquakes in their local community. Okay, and then make models of fault scenarios to illustrate. Okay, the epicenter of an earthquake from its focus, the intensity of an earthquake from its magnitude, and how underwater earthquakes may or may not generate tsunamis. Okay. So, sige. For our objectives, describe, okay, the effects of an earthquake. Okay, identify the relationship between earthquake and magnitude, okay, and its effects on communities. Okay, recognize the use of VBox Fault Finder or other reliable information source to assess the risk of earthquakes in their community. Okay, create a model to represent the anatomy of an earthquake. Okay, relate the intensity of an earthquake, its magnitude, and the damage that they may cause. Deduce that the underwater earthquakes may or may not generate tsunamis. Okay. Okay, so ayan. Ayan, so review muna tayo before tayo mag-continue. Okay, so matching the faults, match the picture of the type of fault to their correct name and description. Okay, so alam naman natin yung the two blocks that collide or move, okay, during, okay, um, what do you call this, an earthquake. Ano yung two blocks? Meron tayong footwall and then the hanging wall. So, sa isang fault, okay, yung nasa ilalim palagi yun yung footwall. Yung nasa ibabaw, yun yung hanging wall. Okay, sige. Ayan. So, matching the faults. Match the picture and the type of fault to their correct name and description. Okay, so it's a normal fault, right? So, pag normal fault, okay, yung movement, okay, yung movement ng hanging wall is pababa, downward. The hanging wall moves downward. Okay, and this fault normally happened, okay, in divergent boundaries, wherein, kumbaga, yung movement is moving away, papalayo. Just look or observe the arrow, yung black, papalayo. Okay, so ano naman yung inclination or yung kanyang angle? Okay, it's correct. Ano? Inclined at an angle of less than 45 degrees from the horizontal. Natatandaan pa ba grade 7? Okay, next. Still normal fault. What about the movement? Nasabi ko na, no, direction of slip. Okay, vertical motion where hanging wall moves downward relative to the footwall that occurs from tensional tectonic settings. Okay, so next. What about this one? What type of fault is this? Okay, correct. It's reverse fault. Okay? And normally, itong reverse fault natin, mga anak, nangyayari sila sa the convergent boundaries where the blocks, okay, converge. collide, nagme-met. Okay, moving towards, papalapit. The foot wall, okay, ano yung inclination niya? It's greater than 45 degrees. Okay, ano naman yung direction ng kanyang slip? Okay, ayan, vertical motion where hanging wall moves upward relative to the foot wall. Next, what about this one? Yung arrow, observe natin. It strikes the fault. Ano? Okay. Angle, nearly vertical with minimal inclination from the horizontal. Okay, actually sa strike slip, okay, sa ibang reference, walang footwall and walang hanging wall kasi wala namang bumababa, tumataas. They just slide. Okay, yung kanyang lang direction of slip is horizontal motion where two tectonic plates slide past each other horizontally. Kaya mostly nangyayari tong strike slip sa mga transformed boundaries. Okay. So anyway, we already discussed the fault or types of faults. Meron tayong classification. Faults, yung ating active and inactive. Ano? So pag sinabi nating active fault, yun yung mga gumagalaw na fault. Okay, usually they move at least one in 10,000 years. Okay, to be considered active. Para pag sila inactive, okay, hindi sila gumalaw or no movement or seismic activity in the past 10,000 years. Ano? So sige. Okay, understanding earthquakes, activity number one. So, understand what happened during the magnitude 7.4 earthquake in Surigao del Sur. So, manunod tayo ng video, parang nakuhang captured video about dun sa magnitude 7.4 earthquake na nangyari sa Surigao del Sur. So, meron tayong video link diyan. So, hindi ko yan pwedeng i-play dito. Ano, sa YouTube lang din naman yan. So, naka-attach naman din. Ano, so panoorin nyo na lang din yan sa YouTube. Okay, so what did you observe in the video? Strong shaking and people reacting to tremors, showing how the ground and objects move during an earthquake. Who among you have experienced an earthquake? Ito yung personal ano naman. Siguro lahat naman sa atin na naka-experience, especially here in Batangas. So, super. Kaya yung pinaka at matinding earthquake na naranasan ko ay nung pumutok yung Bulkang Taal. As in talagang grabe yung paglindol dito sa Lipa City noon. As in parang masisira talaga yung apartment na tinutuluyan ko. As in talaga sobrang lakas. Okay, and then nung na-experience ko yun, ang daming aftershocks na paulit-ulit, parang hindi ka makakatulog kasi you are parang inaabangan mo na may ganitong aftershocks. Okay. So what are the things that can happen during an earthquake? Okay, so buildings and houses can shake or get damaged. Strong shaking can make people scared. Things can fall, and sometimes tsunamis can follow it. Ano, undersea. So earthquakes cause ground movement. Okay, tsunami warnings were issued for this quake. Ayan. So, are you familiar with the fault lines in the Philippines? Siyempre, napakita na naman natin sa lesson 1. So yes, the Philippines sits on many major faults and trenches like the Philippine Fault Zone and the Philippine Trench, where tectonic plates met, so earthquakes happen often. Faults are cracks in Earth's crust where movement causes earthquakes. Ayan. So, sige. Earthquake vocabulary. Understand key terms related to earthquakes. So the learners will look for the following words inside the puzzle. It could be horizontal, vertical, diagonal, or reverse. So sige mga anak, bibigyan ko kayo ng time to list all the words that you can see in the word puzzle. Okay, correct. We have magnitude. Correct. We have epicenter. Correct. We have intensity. Ayan. And then we have a wave. And then we have focus. Pabaliktad anak ang basa. Ano? Okay. Ayan. So, let's discuss these words one by one. Okay, so we have epicenter, wave, focus, intensity, and magnitude. So, let's start with epicenter. Ganito lang mga ma'am and sir kung paano magagana. I-click lang po natin yung word, bawat word. Let's say, start tayo sa epicenter. Okay, so kung gusto niyo mang alisin, edi click niyo lang ulit yung box. Mawawala. I-click lang ulit natin. So, let's start with epicenter. Okay, so start tayo, epicenter. Ayan. So, ano ba yung tinatawag nating epicenter? So, when we say epicenter, the point on the Earth's surface that is directly above the focus. Okay, so, kita naman natin yung okay, line or the fault plate. Ito yung fault. Okay. Dito, na-generate yung energy. Ito yung parang araw na point. It's a point lang ha. Okay, dyan una. Okay, or na-generate yung energy. Okay. Yung point na nasa taas kung saan na-generate yung energy is, ang tawag natin is epicenter. So, ito yung nasa taas. Ibig sabihin, ito yung taas, nandito tayo sa taas. Okay, epicenter ang tawag. Yan yung pinaka-affected part during the earthquake. Ano? Okay, that's the point above the focus. So let's say the city is the epicenter of the earthquake. So ibig sabihin tayo ay directly above the focus kung saan na-generate yung earthquake. Okay, so what causes... Okay, next. Hindi pa pala tayo tapos doon. Let's say focus. Okay, yan. Ano naman yung focus? Yung focus naman, the point within Earth where rock under stress breaks resulting in an earthquake. Dito nagkaroon ng movement. Okay, dito nagsimula. Okay, nagkaroon ng stress where rocks breaks. Okay, kaya naka-generate ng energy. Ang tawag natin dito sa point na to kung saan na-generate yung energy is the focus. Okay, or hypocenter. Next. Sige. Wave. Okay, ang wave naman or seismic wave, the vibration generated by an earthquake, explosion or similar energetic source and propagated within the earth along its surface. Okay, so yung parang, ayan, yung parang spiral na yan, yung seismic wave ang tawag natin dyan. Pero yun ay simula ilalim dun sa ilalim, papata. Seismic wave. Okay, next. We have intensity. Ano? So, intensity is a measure of the strength of shaking experienced in an earthquake. Yan yung sukat kung gaano kalakas yung pagyanig, okay, sa isang nung earthquake. Okay, para mas clear, ano ba yung intensity na tinatawag? Yan lang yung sukat, how strong the shaking feels. Gaano ba kalakas yung pag-alog. Ano ba yung mga napaalog lang? Mga vase or napaalog na yung buong building. Kapag yung buong building, ibig sabihin malakas na yung intensity nun. Ano? Okay, so measured by observations of people, pwedeng sa observation lang natin, okay, through build sa mga structure, mga buildings and environment. Napapagalaw na yung mga puno. Okay. So, hindi pa naman napapagalaw yung mga puno, mga sasakyan. So, medyo mababa lang yung intensity, no? So, key point, ito lang yung tatandaan natin, ano? So, it varies by location. Okay, nagbabaris naman yung pag-shake eh. Closer areas feel stronger shaking, farther areas feel weaker. Kung malapit ka sa epicenter, or nandun ka mismo sa epicenter, ibig sabihin malakas yung pag-alog. Okay, or pag-shake ng ground. Okay, pero pag malayo ka, syempre, weak na din, or faint na din, ano, weak na lang, ano. So, tatandaan natin, ang intensity po is nasusukat. Okay, pwede tayong gumamit dyan ng mga, let's say, Mercalli, okay, modified Mercalli intensity scale. Pwede tayong gumamit para ma-measure yung intensity, ano. Okay, so, yun yan po, yung sa intensity, yun lamang po sa intensity, kung gaano kalakas, sinusukat kung gaano lakas yung pag-shake. Ano naman sa magnitude? Okay. Magnitude is earthquake magnitude is a measure of the size or amplitude of the seismic waves generated by an earthquake source and recorded by seismograph instrument that makes a record of seismic waves caused by an earthquake explosion or another earth-shaking phenomena. Okay, so dito naman sa magnitude, yun yung number that tells how much energy, kung gaano kalakas naman yung energy na na-release sa focus. Okay, yung gaano kalakas yung na-release na energy doon sa focus or doon sa source. Okay, so yung energy na yon, sinusukat yon, may mga ginagamit tayong devices like the seismograph. Okay. At marami din tayong mga scale na ginagamit. Okay? May mga basis tayo, let's say Richter scale. Or meron din tayong Phoebox. Ano no, sa Phoebox, may mga basis din sila kung gaano kalakas yung magnitude. So, ang key point lang dito, it's a single value and for the earthquake, no matter where you are. So, let's say an earthquake can have a magnitude of 6.5. Okay, that number stays the same whether you are 10 km away or 100 km away. Kasi yun po yung energy. Energy na na-release. Okay, doon sa focus. While intensity naman kung gaano lang kalakas yung pag-shake sa iba't ibang lugar. Nag-vary yun. Depende kung ikaw ay malapit or malayo. Pero ang magnitude, iisa lang yan. Okay, isa lang yung description niya kung gaano lang lakas yung energy na na-release. Hindi na yan nagva-vary from different location kasi isa lang naman yung source natin, di ba? The focus. Okay, so sige. What causes an earthquake? Okay, ano ba yung nagiging cause? Paggalaw, syempre, di ba? Yun yung nagiging um, pinaka-cause ng earthquake. Ano pinaka-cause ng earthquake is yung pag galaw ng mga fault or yung crack natin sa ilalim ng lupa. At ito yung mga possible effects. Masira yung mga buildings. Okay? So, magkaroon ng mga casualties. Okay? So, in our school, it's expected na talaga na yung earthquake kasi it's a sudden movement. We cannot predict that. Okay? So, kaya yung mga bata sa school, even you, tinuturuan tayo lagi ng mga precautionary. Ito yung before. Yung pinapagawa tayo ng mga earthquake drill. Kaya mga anak, pag tayo nag-earthquake drill, you have to make sure na tayo seryoso sa lahat ng oras. Okay, next. Activity number 3, assessing earthquake risk in our community. At the end of the activity, you should be able to use the Fault Finder app to identify where the nearest fault system is and assess the risk of earthquakes to your local community. So mga mama and sir, pwede nyo ipag-download. May mga cellphone na naman siguro ang mga anak natin. So, in advance, ipa-download na natin yung Feebox Fault Finder. Okay, so meron akong na-record sa aking cellphone, this one. Okay, ito yung cellphone ko. Na-record ko po yung paano, what do you call this, the fault finder app kung paano gamitin. So, ito po yung itsura ng fault finder. Pwede po natin itong i-download sa Play Store. Okay, so pag nag-ask kasi ang mga anak natin, Sir, paano po malalaman yung fault? Saan po natin yan mahahanap? Okay, so ito, i-play na natin. Okay, so this is the video. Okay, make sure na pa-download natin yung fault finder. Okay, ayan, then buksan natin this one. Okay, so unang lalabas yung map natin. Okay, this is the Feebox Fault Finder. Okay, and then pwede nating i-click. Okay, agree tayo. Okay, yung ating Valley Fault System. Pwede nating i-click yung Valley Fault System nearest you. Pwede nating ma-identify ano ba yung mga fault na malapit sa akin. Pero make sure, para ma-identify yung fault na malapit sa'yo, nakakonect yung app sa location mo. I-on mo yung location ng phone mo. Okay? So, ayan. So, pwede natin siyang ma-identify dyan. Nag-explore pa din ako po dito sa app na to. Pero ang mga bata naman, madali silang matuto. Paano yan? Yung mga red po, ito sa taas, yun po yung mga fault. Okay. So, yun yung mga fault. Ayan. So, ito yung location ko, Lipa. Ito yung malapit na fault system sa akin. Hindi yung blue ha, yung red. Okay, ako'y taga Batangas. Okay, let's say Batangas. Taga Lipa City. Okay, so click natin yung Lipa City. Ito yung kung paano yung malaman kung yung malapit na fault. Okay, kunyari. Alam niyo na kung taga saan ako. Okay, so ayan. Ayan na yung malapit sa akin na fault, yung red. Okay, this one. Ano? So anyway, it's just like that. So hopefully, pa-explore natin sa bata. Ano? So anyway, so instruction, use your gadget to assess the fault finder app developed by the OST, then fill in the table with the needed data and answer the questions that follow. Your location, nearest active fault trace, fault name, segment name, year mapped, mapping scale used. Okay? So yan po yung sasagutin. So dapat meron talaga tayong application para masagutan natin to. Okay. When is the most recent record of an earthquake in your community? Pwede nating masagot ito using that. Ano? Does your community have old buildings? Okay. Does your community have a big population in one area? Do you think your community is prepared for an earthquake? Why or why not? Ayan. And then, for your performance task, World Historical Earthquake. So, pwede tayo mag-research about this. Location, the date, the magnitude, and then the significant impact. Pwedeng local or international. World Historical. Ano. Okay, next, earthquake picture analysis. Okay, analyze earthquake pictures from the Philippines to understand their effects. Ayan. So, ano yung makikita natin mga bato? Ano nagmulong nasa may kalsada na? Okay, huge boulders block highway at Cortes Township. Township, Bohol on October 16, 2013, a day after a 7.2 magnitude quake struck the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology PHIVOLCS traced the epicenter of the earthquake 6 kilometers southwest of Sagbayan, Bohol. Okay. Next, we also have a view of a portion of a damaged highway in Getafe, Bohol, Central Philippines on October 16, 2013. Grabe ano? We also have a strong undersea earthquake struck off the southern Philippines on Saturday, um, December 29, 2018. Okay, so sige. So what are the possible risks brought by an earthquake? Ano yung mga risk? So ito yun, ground shaking, building pwedeng mag-collapse, landslide, okay, fires, tsunamis, and injuries or loss of life. Ano? Yung mga possible risk. Is an earthquake's magnitude connected to the amount of damage and causes in a location? Okay, so yung magnitude and damage, yes, it's connected. Ano? So, higher magnitude usually causes stronger shaking and more damage. So, paglakas ng energy na na-release sa focus, okay, is di paglakas din ng shaking or intensity. Ano? So, will the distance from the epicenter affect the damage that it may cause? Okay, so distance from epicenter, yes. Ano? Areas closer to the epicenter experience more damage. So how would the economy of the area be affected if the roads were destroyed as seen in the picture? So syempre, the trade and transportation stop. Goods can't be delivered, business lost income, and recovery cost increase. So proceeded tayo sa main highlight, earthquake anatomy and modeling. So explain the parts of an earthquake through a model or simulation. So let's say, okay, so this one is the fault, 'di ba? The fault or the crack. This one is the focus. Yun yung source ng earthquake. Ano source? Kung saan nangyari yung movement. Okay, this one is the epicenter, the point above the focus. Okay? And then this one, yun yung pula, yun yung seismic activity or seismic waves. Okay, na na-generate. Waves. Kasi yun ay yung waves, mag-travel yan in different areas. Okay, ang tawag natin dyan is seismic waves. Okay, and then we also have, okay, the last one. Ayan. So, hopefully naman, okay na tayo dyan sa anatomy. Ano? Focus, epicenter, the fault, and then the seismic wave or seismic activity. Okay. So, at the end of the activity, you should be able to understand the concepts of an earthquake, epicenter, focus, earthquake, magnitude, and intensity. Okay, so pwede natin ipagawa itong mga mamansur sa kanila. Okay, so meron tayo dito ng mga materials, modeling clay, Play-Doh, toothpicks, large shallows, tray, sand or gravel, and plastic syringe. Okay, so it's up to you kung ipapagawa niyo pa to, ha? Okay, so meron naman tayong rubrics para sa scoring guide. So tandaan lang natin yung anatomy natin mga anak or yung parts of an earthquake. The focus, epicenter, the seismic waves, and then the fault. Okay, so formative assessment. Which of the following best describe the epicenter of the earthquake? Is letter Okay, it's letter A, the point of the Earth's on the Earth's surface directly above the focus. B, the deepest point within the Earth where the seismic energy is released. And C, the point within the Earth where the fault rupture begins. Or D, the area where the ground shaking is most intense. Okay, it's letter Okay, letter A, the point on the Earth's surface directly above the focus. Okay, so hindi ko pala nalagyan to ng answer key. Okay, para mga answer, ang answer key po natin ay nasa what do you call this? NASA learning exemplar. Ah, ayan, so nalagyan ko na ng answer key. Okay, so mga mamanswer, yung answer key po natin is nasa lesson exemplar. Okay, what is the primary factor that determines the magnitude of an earthquake? Okay, it's letter C. Ano, the amount of energy released by the seismic event. Yun yung energy or amount ng energy na na-release dun sa source or sa focus. Pag intensity, yung amount, measure the amount of shaking, yung pag-shake ng paligid. How does earthquake intensity differ from earthquake magnitude? Okay, it's letter A. Ano, magnitude measure the energy, while intensity measure the damage caused or the shaking. Ano? Next, which of the following is a potential effect of an earthquake on a community? Correct. Damage to buildings, infrastructure, and loss of life. What role does the focus of an earthquake play in determining its effects on the Earth's surface? Correct. Okay, the shallower the focus, the greater the potential for tsunamis. Pag sinabi natin shallower, kumbaga, mababaw yung focus natin, malapit sa surface. Like for example, yung nangyari kasi sa Thailand and na kung marirecall natin, kay last year na lindol, m- napakalakas ng lindol na nangyari doon. Pero konti pa nga lang yung damage do'n, eh, konti pa lang. Kasi ang nabasa ko sa mga articles, yung focus po kasi do'n is napakalalim. So, paglalim ng focus, paglayo sa surface. So, bago pa makarating yung energy sa surface, malayo. Pero pag shallow, mababaw, okay, so talagang affected yung surface. Okay, ano? So, anyway, I hope that you learned something grade 7. Thank you so much.